Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. The Off-Grid Couple is on location in Kashmir, Washington. And today we're going to be featuring my good buddy Keith's giant wood oven. So we're going to give you a little history about Keith and Nicole. We actually used to live right next door here in Kashmir, Washington. And when they started building this oven, it was a big project, and we used to watch them from across the backyard. And let me tell you, these guys put a lot of sweat, probably some tears into this big oven. And let me tell you, it is huge. And ever since I've seen this, I wanted one myself. So how big is this oven? It's 52 inches in circumference. Look at the size of this thing. Keith, why don't you tell us quickly the whole process on the oven and how long it took you? And
so actually, my wife and I built this. It took us probably a solid month and a half to build this whole thing. We started by building the foundation and the base in the fall, and then winter happened pretty quick, so we'll end up waiting till the spring. But there's a lot of science to the height of the dome and then all the distance to get that, so you're not getting all that smoke char. If you look at a lot of videos, you'll see a lot of smoke char coming up here. So another factor is how hot this can get now. So with all the insulation that we have, we can get this oven up to at least over 900 degrees.
wow.
We prefer using applewood. We've used cherry in the past. We're known for the apple capital of the world, so it's really a good resource for us. It burns really hot. It's a very hard wood, so we can hit these temperatures of 900 degrees or more. The nice thing about having a temperatured oven like this is you can regulate your cast iron. And when you're cooking in here, you can do many things. Like for us, an example. We have a grill. So this grill, we can cook steaks on it, chicken, fish, a lot of other items. It's high enough that we can put coals underneath it so you get heat from the bottom and the top. That allows us to get a great sear on the meat and also secure that flavor, and it's so juicy and smoky. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Chef Keith. I am with our good friend Rich, and they're part of Off-Grid Couple. We're going to be doing a wood-fired pita bread. In the bowl, we've already added 2 cups of water, a tablespoon and a half of yeast, and a tablespoon of sugar. So we're going to mix these items together. That way we can get this yeast activated. We're going to put this aside, and then we're going to combine all of our dry items. So we have 2 cups of whole wheat flour. We got a few extra people coming, so let's bump it up a little bit. 3 cups. And then we're going to be using that double O Caputo. We need 3 cups of this. All right, we're going to need to add our salt, which we're going to need 2 tablespoons. All right, now that we have our dry ingredients together, we're going to add the oil to the water, combine these, and start mixing it up. For this, I like to use at least 1 ounce of oil. Sometimes we go a little heavy when we like it. All right, now I want to mix this salt up in this flour because I don't want that salt hitting that yeast right away because it's its enemy. We're just going to kind of blend that in. Now that we have all of our ingredients, let's go ahead and get this thing mixed up. Start off real slow. If you hit that really fast, that flour is going to come right up in your face. Now it's important to make sure that we knead this really well. So we want to make sure that we get a good 5 minutes to 10 minutes on the kneading. You want that nice, it's pulled away from the side. We add a little flour to help get that kneaded. When making dough, bowl scraper is amazing help for you. Put this to the side. It's gonna pull it in. Just knead that dough. The dough ball, we have it in a nice round circle. We'll take off some of this excess here. Just make sure we're ready to go. And then we're gonna take our bowl that we made our dry mix in, and we're gonna add some oil to it, and then we're gonna set it aside for proofing. We're probably gonna knock this down a couple times, and then later we'll make them into smaller pitas and let them rest on the cutting board so that later we can roll them out and put them in the oven. So stay tuned.
Back. We just saw the finish of the pita bread, and now we are going to make lamb curry to go inside this fresh baked pita bread.
Absolutely. Really excited. So we have a few ingredients already started, ready to go. We have our garlic, our carrots, and our shallots. We're going to be using a grass-fed ground lamb. Two important seasonings that I really like is the curry and the soul seasoning. It's got all of that ginger and all of the cumin and all that wonderful seasoning that makes curry just absolutely phenomenal. So let's get this in the fire and get started. So our pan's smoking. Now we want to get our vegetables in there. We're going to start with our onions and carrots. Garlic doesn't take a long time. We don't want to burn it because it'll turn bitter. See how we're getting this caramelization in here? Look how these vegetables are starting to saute. We want to just get a little bit more color on there before we add that lamb. Ooh, that's going to be yummy. All right, let's get this in there and let's start searing that meat. As you can start seeing, we're starting to get that caramelization of that meat and that sear. Just being by that fire, see all that steam coming out of there? Look at all that great color. At this point, we're going to want to start seasoning our meat. So, we're going to add some more salt because we added all that meat. The pepper. We're going to add our soul seasoning. I'm not going to be shy where all the flavor is. And then we're going to start slowly adding some curry. You should smell the aroma coming off this thing. It's just absolutely amazing. All right, so we added our second round of seasoning. Curried lamb. We got our shallots, carrots, garlic, our lamb. We added our soul seasoning, our curry powder, salt and pepper. Absolutely delicious. Now let's get this plated and start eating. So we just finished our dinner. We have roasted hummus. We have our curried lamb, roasted tomatoes. We got our chickpeas on there, and we got our homemade pita pocket bread. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cooking with Chef Keith. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next time.
Guys, there you have it. I'd like to thank Keith for our first wood-fired oven collaboration. I am starving. We're all starving behind the camera, so now we are going to eat. Please subscribe to our channel and his new channel, and we will see you very soon.